for watching. This is Lori from Cruising for Treasure, and I have actually quite a few sales to show you from yesterday. Fourth quarter is hopping. So let's just jump right into it. This was kind of a weird sale. So I had this Osprey backpack. I actually already have it in the box, but I'm gonna pull it out for you. The Osprey backpack is really cool. It's adjustable. I didn't realize these were adjustable, but it's the frame. So this is like serious type backpacking. I got this in a lot from an online auction. I paid about $15 each, and I had priced this at $120. I had a couple people interested, but just no one buying it. So then someone offered me $70 yesterday. Immediately I was like, sold. Okay, it's over half of the price I'm asking. I am not trying to be greedy here. I just want items moving out my door. I want cash flow. So they paid immediately, and then they sent a weird request. They said, can you please ship it as is without a box? And then they attached a picture of a backpack that had been shipped without a box. All it had was the label taped onto it. I have never heard of such a thing in my life. I immediately responded and said, no, I will not do that. And he's like, why not? I assume all responsibility. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, because that's almost a guarantee that the backpack is gonna be somehow damaged. You have obviously never been to a post office to see how they handle their items if you think it's okay to do that. I mean, all it takes is one of these belts getting caught on on one of the conveyor belts and snapped. And literally the picture he showed, there was no like shrink wrapping around it. It was literally just the backpack, and someone had slapped a label and shipped it off. I cannot imagine. So then I said, no, I will not do that. It will be in a box. Now the box is about the size of the backpack, so it's not like some big bulky situation. I actually measured it, weighed it to make sure I could get the cheapest possible price for my buyers. And so then somehow that necessitated an address change on his part. So I am pretty sure he's a drop shipper. His name is Russian. So I'm going to guess that he is a professional shopper and he ships his items overseas, hence the lower offer on my item, which I'm fine with. Thinking about it now, maybe I should have countered back, but still $70, I'm happy with the profit, and I'm getting, you know, a large bulky item out of my house. So it's a win-win, except for the weird packaging request. Comment below if you've ever heard of that. And also, it seems like there are quite a few of these drop shippers in Delaware. Or is that just me putting on my tinfoil hat? But I think they are in Delaware. Let me know if you've had the same experience. All right, next, I sold another ornament. Surprise, surprise. I'm averaging at least one a day now, so that's pretty cool. This is a vintage Hallmark Frosty Friends, and this sold for $8.12. And that's just cute little Eskimo with a little, is that a raccoon friend? No, a bear? Maybe a bear? I don't know. Anyway, so adorable. That sold for $8.12 plus shipping. And like I've said before, don't pay a ton for your ornaments, but if you go to a yard sale and they're 25 cents each, absolutely grab them. They're gonna sell, you're gonna make a decent amount of money. Okay, so I sold 3 postcards. The first one is Railway to Castle Rock Mountain. This was especially intriguing to me because we actually were there this year to Castle Rock, and we climbed all the way up to Castle Rock. Maybe my husband can insert a picture here. I don't know. I'll have to see if he can do that. But there was no evidence whatsoever of a railway up there. So obviously it was demolished at some point in time. There is no date on the picture, but obviously it's quite old. Probably around turn of the 19th century, 20th century. Anyway, that sold for $2. And then this one, Estes Park, Colorado, that sold for $3. Now, a guy sent me an offer on both of these. It's the same buyer. And then today when I was getting them together. I looked at his username. He sells vintage postcards for a lot of money. I think he bought these for me to resell, which is fine because I am making a decent amount. But it kind of makes me think maybe I should have countered, because he probably would have been willing to pay a little bit more. Okay, the next postcard I sold, which this is a pretty cool one. This is a wreck of a ghost ship in Ocracoke Island. So I ended up, let's see, I'm gonna read the back of it to you, which like the description. It says, Carol A. Deering out of Bath, Maine. Carol A. Deering is the name of the ship. Found off Diamond Shoals in 1921. Undamaged, sails set, food on table and stove, only a cat aboard. No trace ever of any of her crew. Washed ashore at Ocracoke and was uncovered by the 1944 hurricane. Have you ever heard of anything more fascinating? Like, what happened? I want to know. If you know, let me know. Anyway, that sold for $9. Moving on to the next item, which is Reader's Digest. Now, some of these are really great sales, and then some are just, you know, normal everyday things. Such as this, Reader's Digest Family Songbook, Treasury of Best Loved Songs from 1972. This sold for $11.50. Now, the thing about these is some of them are worth more, some of them are more highly sought after, but they all will eventually sell. The only thing is they are big and bulky. So if you don't have a lot of space, I would recommend not picking them up because you just don't know how long you'll hang on to them. The lot that I got this one in, I sold 2 or 3 other ones from the Reader's Digest line very quickly for around, I think it was in the $20 range, and I paid maybe 50 cents a book. So this one did take a couple months longer to sell, but it did sell for $11.50 plus shipping. Next, so I don't know, if you're a reseller, are there certain things that you personally are emotionally attached to? I consider myself a musician. I have played the piano since I was 6 or 7. I sing. I have been in church choir, quartets, sing in my church all the time. I love music. And so things that are music or music related, music adjacent, I have to pick them up. And it's not always best or ideal for my reselling business, but I can't help myself. Like, I literally cannot help myself. It's a problem. Maybe if y'all keep me accountable, I can work on fixing it. Okay, next, this is something that I was learning as I'm digging in this box. You know me, say I source on online auctions all the time, and I try to educate myself as I'm sourcing. If I see something that looks intriguing to me, then I go and I look it up and I research it. Well, I saw this lot of tiebacks and antique sandwich glass, which I know tiebacks can be curtain tiebacks. You know, you put them in the wall and then you can drape your curtains over them. I know they can do well, but I had never heard of sandwich glass. So I looked it up, and come to find out, it can be very valuable. So case in point, I ended up winning that auction, and these two, are they not so beautiful? Gorgeous. Some lady's gonna put these in just her living room or family room or parlor, and they're just gonna be stunning. And even with the flaw, it's cracked, it's broken. But these sold for $54.50. So always educate yourself. Always push yourself to look beyond the things that you know. And then you might be surprised at what you find out and how it benefits you in your life. The next thing, these took forever for me to find. I get super duper... Okay, so organization is not my gift. It's really not. So I struggle with this, all right? Also, I struggle with the fact that we are just busy all the time doing all kinds of things, and it's so much more fun to do the sourcing, the listing, the photographing than it is to clean up after myself and make sure everything is neat and orderly. Plus, I have my 3 older children helping, and so, you know, sometimes they leave things behind, whatever. So my eBay room, long story short, my eBay room is an absolute disaster. It really is. So sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes trying to find something is quite an exercise in frustration. I have too many shoes. That's one thing. And so they're all just kind of a mess. Anyway, long story. A pair of super adorable suede J. Crew flats. These are made in Italy and they sold for $22. This style actually does fairly well, but it is hard to find them clean and nice on the inside. A lot of times this part gets cracked, but this is actually really, really nice. So anyway, moving on. Next is this Holiday Hostess Barbie, new in the box. This sold for $9.75. I got this in a huge lot and I probably paid $1 or less for Miss Barbie. Okay, last thing was one sale on Poshmark yesterday. Poshmark is kind of my side hustle to my side hustle. So I do try to list 5 to 10 items on there every day, and then I share my closet between 3 and 4 times a day, but it just never seems to perform very well. I don't know why. 'Tis a mystery. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to have this ready. Pulling up what these gorgeous earrings sold for. They sold for $18. Are these not so cute? So it's cloisonne, where it's like the little bits of enamel into the metal. Make one picture, almost like a mosaic. These sold for $18. And obviously you can see I paid $5 at a thrift store. They're so cute. I almost considered getting them for myself, but I lived through the 80s. I don't have to relive them. So, I mean, I was 12 in 1990, so like I was a kid in the 80s, but still, this fashion, big round earrings on my ears just is not something I want to embrace. Okay, so that is what I have going out the door today. Today has been a little bit slower. I've only had a couple sales so far on eBay, so hopefully it picks up, and then nothing on the other platforms. Although I did have a Facebook Marketplace pickup for a vintage Chemex, the pour over coffee thingamajigger. That was for $10. So that's not too bad. Anyway, I have been Miss Chatty McChatterson today, and I'm so sorry. Thank you for watching, if you survived all the way to the end. Anyway, if you could go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button, that would be amazing. It really does help my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.